Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video, and of course, massive news today in the world of WWE. Roman Reigns, the OTC One, is back, and of course that was heavily rumoured by Wrestlevotes that he would return as the OTC One, and this is the merch that we've got, but not only a new shirt, but some new gauntlets and also a new championship. I don't know what this is to sort of recognise. I think if they can just make a Roman Reigns themed belt, they will do it. And so that's what we've done. So new merch. We can actually have a look at the belts a little bit closer. So Larry, thank you. I'm the colour red, thank you. So here we go. It's a very interesting front faceplate shape. It's like a bit like a heart, I suppose. In fact, I think that is it not the Ula Fala? So we've actually got the Ula Fala on the front faceplate. Then we've got Roman's image, which honestly you don't tend to see the image of the wrestler, like their face, like their portrait on the actual belt. So that's different. Lots of obviously traditional tribal kind of patterns. WWE at the top. It's pretty cool, to be honest. It's something very, very different. But yeah, Roman Reigns replica belt, the undisputed tribal chief. So there we go. There was rumours, actually, that they were thinking of introducing a tribal chief championship. I remember that from earlier this year. And I remember saying, we don't need that. We've got the Ula Fala. Like, we don't need a belt. And now here we are with an undisputed tribal chief champ. The only thing is, though, if Solo won this off Roman or something in the future, it's got Roman's face on it. Like, that would be really cool. You know, like how they change side plates? Could you imagine if you could, like, take this off and replace it with a Solo one instead? Like, imagine if that kind of, like, comes off and then you could put Solo there instead. That'd be pretty sick, wouldn't it? To be honest, I think this is just a collectible thing. I don't think this is going to feature in storylines, but still interesting. And it was teased, so Eric, thank you. So CM Punk teased, I think whilst Raw was on, this image of him kind of acknowledging. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, that probably means Roman's not coming back. Because I've seen enough wrestling posts where like wrestlers tease things and then of course it doesn't happen. The reason why they do it is to get you talking, get you excited. But, you know, it doesn't actually happen. It doesn't, like, come through. But on this occasion, it actually did. We did get Roman coming back, and CM Punk did actually tease it before it happened. So there we go. So, yeah, very good. Now said, look at what I saw on Facebook. So actually what Now did, which is really clever, again, 4 hours ago, this was well before Roman returned. Now actually saw some pictures of fans like with CM Punk outside the arena, and in the background was a bus. Zoomed in on that bus and they could see OTC on the license plate. So actually Now had actually worked out 4 hours ago that Roman's bus was actually backstage. To be honest, I'm quite pleased I didn't see this, because when Roman did come out, it was a genuine surprise. I was not expecting him. I thought there was a chance, because I thought there was a chance that we were going to see Roman on Saturday night's main event. So we didn't. I believed he was going to wrestle at SummerSlam. I didn't think they would wait until SummerSlam to kind of reveal that. So I did think there was a chance that he could be on the show tonight. But now, look at this. We've got our very own Sherlock Holmes in the community. At Wrestlevotes, rightfully gloating because, you know, fair play. They got this right 5 days ago. They said with the return drawing closer, we're told that OTC 1 or Tribal Chief 1 is the leading idea for how Roman will be presented. And that is exactly what we got. There is Roman after he came back with his OTC 1 shirt on. Sportskeeda saying always for his bloodline. There he is helping Jey. That's a pretty great image, actually. That's a really great image. And now Roman, just 11 minutes ago, has posted this. So here he is backstage. I think he mouths, "I'm back." So, "I'm back." There we go. There he is backstage, waiting to come out. Waiting to make his return. So there we go. Roman Reigns, the OTC1, is back. I think the fans will still continue to chant OTC. I don't think they'll chant OTC1, but it'll be interesting to see if they do. Right, let's go through Raw, shall we? I did not notice this at the time, but do you remember in yesterday's Unseen, Becky actually acknowledged the Becky Hogan thing because there was a sign in the crowd at Evolution. Seems like she leaned into it even more here with Becky Hogan colours. So I said, yeah, that would be really fun. Imagine if she comes out at SummerSlam like this, right? Where she's got like the tights on and she's got like a Baxter shirt and she could like rip the Baxter shirt. So there she is in Becky Hogan colours. I think it's right. Lean into it. So Alchemist, thank you. Another thing, just talking about ring gear, I was saying during the watch along, I really like this, and how amazing it would be if that was all the kind of tweets that people had sent that were like really down on Naomi, like, "You're no good, you're washed up, your time's been and gone, you'll never be champion again." I mean, if she looks, she'll find tweets like that. There's haters and trolls out there, obviously. So she'd be able to find tweets like that, and she could make like ring gear out of it. And obviously, she's got that championship around her waist. She's proving the doubters wrong. And this has been, obviously, an amazing reinvention, repackaging for her. So, brilliant. We opened the show with Naomi, and she was very, very entertaining. There was a bit where she was talking to Iyo and Rhea, and she was like, "Get to the back of the line. Get to the back-a-tee, back. And she was like laughing her head off. Like, she's having so much fun with this character. I think she can keep exploring it, fleshing it out. You know, she's kind of doing these crazy backstage type vignettes as well, where she's kind of like in a bit of a boiler room, laughing her head off. It feels a little bit like Toni Storm. You know, like there's a character here where it can kind of bleed into her merch. It can bleed into her promos. It can go into her vignettes. It can go into her ring gear. We've obviously seen like the crazy kind of videos she puts on social media where she was showing us what was inside her briefcase. Like, this character reinvention has kind of really changed her whole presentation, just like with Toni and Timeless Toni Storm. So this has been brilliant for Naomi. I hope she keeps leaning into it. I think we can dig into this even further. Right, Kairi opened her umbrella, but it was inside out. So here, look, there's Kairi, opens the umbrella up, and it's actually inside out. I didn't even notice that at the time, but she struggles with it, and then she does a little kind of trick to fix it. Pop, there we go, and it's just a little bit like that, and she fixes it. But for a while, she's having to walk around with this thing inside out, and she does notice it. So, Johnny, thank you. I don't know what you just said. She did say that as well. Iyo was talking English, right? Talking about how she wants to, she said to Rhea, "Get to the back of the line," and how she wants to get her title back. And Naomi responded, "I don't know what you just said." Ah, so good. So good. But the end result is, of course, we've got this women's triple threat match coming up at SummerSlam, and I'm really not down on that. We know that Rhea and Iyo put on a banger. Putting Naomi into that is, you know, certainly not going to be a problem. And obviously with what we just saw at Evolution, that makes perfect sense. So Wendy Lucho, thank you. WWE calling Finn Balor 5 Belts Balor because he had the 2 tag titles, he had the 2 women's tag titles, and he had Dominik's Intercontinental Championship as well. So for a brief moment, 5 Belts Balor. Yeah, I didn't notice this. I was paying very careful attention to the characters that were being selected by JD in the background. And he just set up Raquel and Roxanne against Kabuki Warriors, which was the next match. So I didn't really think anything of that. But I actually missed a very important part. Originally, it was Raquel and Liv, and JD replaced Liv with Roxanne. You know, we're talking a lot about how Roxanne is replacing Liv. And actually, they literally did that in the video game in the background. Rather than just play as Liv and Raquel, like it was set up to be, JD purposefully took Liv off and replaced Liv with Roxanne. So, yeah, there was actually a little Easter egg in there in the background. Right, we also heard from Paul Heyman. He said it's too soon for a diagnosis on the Seth Rollins injury, but Seth has got until June to cash in Money in the Bank, so Seth's health isn't a relevant subject. So I think that was a big kind of announcement from WWE. They're basically telling you we have no plans to take the Money in the Bank briefcase away from Seth. We see no need to do that right now because Seth Rollins has got until June. So, you know, if he's out a month, 4 months, 5 months, like, there's still plenty of time. Unless he's going to be out, like, 12 months or something like this. Like, it doesn't seem like WWE are even thinking about taking that away from Seth. LA Knight during the commercial break. Because it's commercial, I don't know if we'd get away with playing it, so I'm not going to risk it. But I've got what he said here. He says, from the bottom of my heart, I want to wish you a speedy recovery. That's what he said to Seth. And there's a lovely little pause there where he just lets that breathe. And he said, it was just last week that I said I wanted to take your dignity and I wanted to hurt you, but I couldn't hurt you because you hurt your damn self. So I want you to get better so that I can hurt you the right way. I do believe, though, that first bit was, like, genuine. You know, I think he was kind of sending a message of I wish you a speedy recovery, but obviously his character is not going to feel like that. So he just kind of fleshed it out a little bit more. Get better so that I can hurt you properly. Lyra getting past Bayley, setting up Becky versus Lyra for the Women's Intercontinental Championship after a banging match with Bayley. Really good. So Becky versus Lyra. Don't know what this means for Bayley. Obviously, she is going to want to get onto that SummerSlam card, but don't know where she's going to fit in. But yeah, we're getting that match. And I'm not down on that. These girls put on fantastic matches. And actually, Raw, for the first, I think, 90 minutes was just women's matches. So we kind of did carry on the good vibes for the women's division into this week's Raw. But yeah, of course, we had that gauntlet match that we had to get to. One of the other matches we had was Chelsea versus Nikki. Nikki got the victory, but the Hervice was beating up Nikki after Stephanie came and made the save. Now, Stephanie does have a title opportunity, but not until Clash in Paris. So that means we need to find something for Stephanie to do at SummerSlam. And I wonder if it's going to be Stephanie and the Bellas taking on the Hervice and Chelsea, because it feels like she's getting involved in this story very, very close to SummerSlam. There is nothing else planned for her. So we could bring Brie in, of course, and do the Bellas and Stephanie taking on the Hervice and Chelsea. 6-woman tag match. Makes total sense. After that, we then do Stephanie go into Clash in Paris to fight for the championship. Right, we also heard Dominik found out that if he is medically cleared next week, then he will be facing AJ Styles at SummerSlam. And we also saw AJ like praying to God that it would be that Dominik would be cleared. So that was fun. That was a bit of a meme. We had a couple of memes that kind of showed themselves from this show. We'll have a look at those in a bit. Tiffany defends the championship against Jade. We knew that match was going to happen because we know that Tiffany, of course, won at Evolution. We know that Jade won Queen of the Ring, so we know these two on a collision course, but we have the graphic now, so that has been confirmed. Then we got to the start of the gauntlet match, and look, we got a sign in the crowd. I miss Ilja Dragunov. We all do. I just thought it was really interesting that was shown and was on TV as Gunther, probably Ilja's greatest rival, was making his way down to the ring. If you've not seen Gunther versus Ilja, the matches they had in NXT UK, go out of your way and treat yourself. They are absolute bangers. And I'm sure we'll get Ilja Gunther on the main roster as soon as we can get Ilja back. Paul Heyman puts over Bron Breakker as the next big thing. He also said about Bron Breakker how he is the big dog and this is his yard. I kind of feel like what he's trying to do is he's trying to associate some of those images. When you hear next big thing, you think Brock Lesnar. When you hear big dog, you think Roman Reigns. I think he's trying to get you to think about those, but actually associate now Bron Breakker as being that level. You know, he wants you to think Brock, he wants you to think Roman, but he's actually talking about Bron Breakker. I thought this was excellent from Paul Heyman. I was saying on the watch long, it feels like Bron Breakker's just got something missing to me. And I think it's just maybe that we haven't seen enough of him. I think we need these kind of promos from Heyman. I think we need to be told how incredible Bron Breakker is. We can see that he's explosive. We can see that he's athletic. But I don't believe Bron Breakker in a singles match would beat Roman Reigns. I don't think he's that level. I don't think in a singles match he beats Cody Rhodes. I don't think in a singles match Roman Reigns or maybe not even CM Punk. So I'm kind of looking at Bron Breakker as being just that level below. But these kind of promos really do help build up his aura, his reputation. Obviously, the performance he had in the gauntlet is going to add to that as well. So we just need more of this, to be honest. But I think that's why they said next big thing. I don't really think it's about Brock. I think it's more about trying to build Bron. There we go. I think Wrestle with Andy mentioned that felt a bit of a meme, and I can confirm that a lot of people took that and shared it. The fact that he was looking so bored. So there we go, Gunther. There is obviously the AJ one we spoke about earlier of him praying that Dominik gets cleared. So 2 memes in one night, said Roman Reigns SZN. Okay, here, look, there we've got Brittany. I don't know what video that's from, one of her early videos, but Jackie's like, that is actually what I was going for. So there we go, someone with very good Britney knowledge spotted that and immediately thought of Britney Spears. Jackie confirming that was the vibe she was going for. Hurricane Helms said typical WWE, only one men's match on the show. And of course they just throw a bunch of them into a gauntlet match. There's just no respect. And Sean Ross Sapp said hashtag give dudes a chance. Just a bit of fun, of course. This is what people have always said about the women, about how they don't get enough opportunity and how they just get shoved in. But to be honest, that is true. That criticism we can joke about, but it was genuine criticism. And it was worthy criticism because it has been true in the past. So it was very refreshing to see the women getting a large chunk of Raw. And, you know, they keep saying that it's about, like, changing fans' perceptions of women's wrestling and that it's the fans that need to appreciate the women more. I actually think it's the bookers and the creative that need to change their perception of women's wrestling. It's not the fans. It's not me. I've always known how amazing women are at wrestling. I grew up watching Alundra Blaze, so I'm fully aware, and I'm sure you are as well. I actually think it's the creative department that actually need their eyes opening a little bit, and hopefully this weekend went some way towards that. Of course, the winner of the gauntlet match was CM Punk. That means he will take on Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Then, of course, Roman Reigns returned. The OTC won as Braun and Bronson were beating up on Punk, beating up on Jey Uso. Roman wasn't having that. So out he came. And a few people just worried what this means for LA Knight, because unfortunately he obviously did not win the gauntlet match. But don't worry, because here's a Triple H suggestion. Hey Knight, don't worry, we've got you for the Hot Wings, Fireball, Dude Wipes, Progressive, Snickers Battle Royal. So there we go, he might win that. He might do very well in the Hot Wings, Fireball, Dude Wipes, Progressive, Snickers, Prime, Netflix, Slim Jim, Battle Royal. So there we go. That was Raw. Let's just have a look at WWE, shall we? So here, look, Tiff said, Natalia's record of longest gap between world title reigns of 6 years and 6 months has now been broken. It was 7 years, 10 months since Naomi last held a world title. That is insane, isn't it? I didn't know that. 7 years and 10 months since Naomi had a world title before the one she won at Evolution. That is crazy. Naomi responded. She said, you ain't got to put my business out on the streets like that. Seth Rollins' injury spot at Saturday night's main event was reportedly a cover for a legitimate injury. So this is just a bit of confusion here. I'm not sure that I believe this, but it's worth knowing. So, Christopher, thank you. So, Brian Alvarez has said this. Somebody told me what happened. They say what is going on is the reasons that some stories are conflicting is that he is hurt. But what happened on Saturday was a storyline. So he's hurt, but he did not get hurt in the match, in that spot. He was hurt anyway. But I don't really understand how he would have wrestled if that is true. Because he wrestled a match and then had to be helped out after. So this isn't adding up for me. So that spot was to cover an injury that he's got, which he's going to have worked on. The idea suggested is that he'll be out of action for a while. They say 9 months. This is coming from Brian Alvarez. He's heard 9 months, but he'll be back much sooner than that. So actually that covers every base. I don't know how much I believe that, to be honest, because I just think he went out there, wrestled a chunk of a match. I mean, it wasn't like a minute or two. He was out there for a fair while wrestling with LA Knight. And then, of course, he does a bit of a spot where I think twice he kind of lands on his ankle, on his legs, and then goes down and a doctor has to come in and then he has to be like helped to the back. So it's kind of hard to believe he had an injury already going into the match. Of course, a lot of wrestlers have injuries going into matches. You know, they're all pretty banged up, to be honest. But I certainly don't think anything going into this match that would have kept him out of SummerSlam. So, don't know. It's going to be really interesting to kind of find out, obviously where we are, how long he's out for, and if more details are going to come out. But I just struggle with this a little bit, to be honest. But I wanted to include it anyway because ultimately this might prove to be correct. So, worth mentioning. Wrestle Purist said it's expected that Trish will wrestle again this year. They're also open to Nikki doing more. She's already said she's sticking around for a little bit, so I don't expect her to be gone. I think she wrestles SummerSlam and hopefully something to do with Chelsea, because I think it'd be so much fun if Chelsea was like dressing up. You know, I said during the watch long, imagine if Chelsea dressed as John Cena and the Hervice dressed as the Bellas, and they could do like some fun recreations of like the proposal at WrestleMania 33. I mean, John's moved on, so I'm sure John would be fine with it. Nikki moved on. She's had a kid and everything. I'm sure she'd be fine with it. It's all a bit of fun, as long as they're both told in advance and they okay it. That could be a really fun build. That's the kind of stuff I want Chelsea doing, to be honest. Poking fun at Nikki. So I would really like that. I really hope that we get a fun build with Chelsea and Nikki and we do something at SummerSlam. Yeah, the Impulsive podcast has joined the WWE universe. So, you know, like how Fanatics have purchased, like, Cody's podcast and certainly Undertaker's. Undertaker's podcast now is on, like, WWE YouTube channel, and it's not got its own channel anymore, and they've sort of changed it. Undertaker used to do it with his friend, his mate, but now he does it with Michelle. And it seems like there's been some changes. Obviously, there's the Stephanie one as well. It looks like Fanatics have purchased or paid to have the Impulsive podcast join the WWE and Fanatics network. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I mean, I'm not looking to bring Logan Paul in more to WWE. So, I don't know. Yeah, he must have had a real crazy offer from Fanatics for that to have happened, because he certainly isn't hurting for money, is he? So, God only knows what he made from that. So, there we go. El Grande has been announced for 2K25's New Wave DLC. He's replacing the previously announced celebrity guest. I don't know who the previously announced celebrity guest is. I did ask this during the watch-along, but I didn't get a chance to see any responses. So I don't know who the previously announced guest is, celebrity guest, but they are being replaced by El Grande Americano. Smackdown viewership slightly increased. It was 1.39, so nearly 1.4. That's up from 1.1. But of course, the 1.1 was July 4th, or the 4th of July, which is obviously a big deal in America. And not only that, it was a taped show. So obviously, July 11th, not a tape show. Of course, the viewership went back up. Didn't increase loads, but that's okay. 1.1 to 1.4, that's okay. Would be nice for it to, you know, get up a little bit higher, but that's okay. Talking of the Wyatt Sicks as well, I just wanted to include this because even though it's just a picture of them with the tag titles, Nikki in the background, keep seeing this cage. I've seen a picture of Nikki inside the cage, kind of looking through the bars, and I don't know why that cage is there. It might just be a cage they found backstage. It might be nothing more than that. It might just be to kind of, I don't know, a little bit of a prop that they found that was quite interesting, that just adds a bit of mystery. It might be nothing more than that, but I thought it was interesting enough to include. So there we go. That's what Joe Gacy posted 3 hours ago. Okay, let's go other, shall we? I don't think there's loads here. Masha Slamovich is going to face Natalya at Bloodsport on August 2nd. So there we go. Natalya going to return to Bloodsport, taking up what a match that will be. Brilliant. So who is this diva? Asked Toxic Attraction. So we watch Vicky quite a bit in Evolve on a Wednesday, and she's also done quite a bit in NXT. So Vicky said, that's me, right? Not really much to think about. Someone said, who is this girl? They've not seen her before. Female referee, and Vicky went, that's me, right? 2.1 million views on this tweet. 2.1 million views. I mean, don't get me wrong, she is a really attractive girl, but it must have been something that a lot of people were wondering. It really must be something that a lot of people were like, who is that girl? Oh my God, she's stunning, kind of a thing. Because, what? 2.1 million people? What? But there we go. Great weekend for her. Great week. I'd imagine her, what's her social numbers? 28.7 thousand. Would be so interesting to have known what they were before. But yeah, I bet she's gained a lot of followers. I bet her social media numbers have had a real boost after this weekend. So that's crazy. 2.1 million is crazy. Group photo. Yeah, look at that. Backstage at Evolution 2. Seems to be very NXT focused. You've got, I think that's JC, isn't it? Izzy. And I think that might be Nikki. I think that's Kathy Kelly and Lola. I think that's Jordan. And that looks to be Raquel. That feels like Masha Slamovich to me, but I'm not aware that she was backstage at Evolution. She was on the Saturday at the NXT show, Great American Bash, the current women's TNA. So maybe she was backstage at Evolution. Blake Monroe, of course. Can't quite make out that person in the backgrounds. Chelsea, Bailey, Kalani, Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix, Ivy Nile. So I think that's most people that we've pointed out. Can't quite make out a few people, but that looks like B-Fab there. Maybe Naya, maybe. Maxine, maybe. Can't make out the people at the very back. But yeah, that is 2025 Evolution 2 group photo. Lot of women missing, though. No Rhea or Iyo. I think Iyo was probably in the ring at the time, and Rhea as well, actually. So that probably explains that. But Asuka, Kairi, Roxanne. Shame, really, that it feels like there's quite a few missing from that picture, but doesn't matter. Even so, nice to see. Let's have a look at fun. Few bits. Oh, yeah, I got tagged in this loads. I mean, it is great, to be honest. It's also a bit of a nightmare to try and fit onto the screen, but we can give it a go. So this was the women after Evolution. Let's see if we can get rid of the sound. There we go. So there we go. That's Rhea in the car singing and dancing. There is Bailey. Well, I believe it's a car. There's Raquel as well. They're jamming out, rocking out, singing some songs. Lyra. That's Asuka. I didn't recognize that as Asuka at first. There's Scarlett. Stephanie, but Asuka was with Kairi. It looks like Iyo just over there as well. So there we go. Asuka and Kairi dancing and singing away. Scarlett and Rhea. That was really fun, isn't it? Really fun to see them kind of letting their hair down a little bit. And singing away in the back of this. I don't know what this is. I mean, it feels a bit stretch limo-y, but it's obviously not a limo. So it must be like some sort of bus. Party bus. They're on some sort of party bus. As we're dancing away, singing away. Runs for like 120. Actually haven't got this far into the video. Stephanie living her best life. Love that for her. Lyra. Raquel. I feel like I'm on the bus with them. Brilliant. Brilliant. There we go. That was doing the rounds, man. Apparently Trick was there as well. I didn't see Trick. Perhaps he was filming. Perhaps Trick was the one that was filming. That might make sense. So, Johnny, thank you. Loads of comments from Naomi. So, Naomi says, Rhea, there's a new Big Mama in town. Me. Black Eye said it's Big Mama's house. Right. Here, this person, Devin, said, damn, they did Iyo dirty to give another damn Fatu a title. This sucks. And Naomi responded, and all it took was for me to make one call to The Rock. That is so good. That is so good. Dunking on the haters. So, Bobby, shout out to you. Naomi said, should I sell Iyo Sky's side plates on eBay? Offer up. So Fly Music said, that sounds good to me. There is a video doing the rounds, actually, of her undoing those side plates and saying, I'll give them to her. And then as she walks off, she's like laughing. I wonder if she is going to put them on eBay. I think she should. Oh, that'd be so good. That would be so good. This is like I said earlier about how this character is a bit like Tony Storm. Like it can go into other aspects, you know, because it's a really strong gimmick. You can really have some fun with it. Obviously, we've got this footage, but it was shown on the show anyway. So it was just George Kittle hitting sweet chin music on the Miz. I wonder if we can still get away with it. He really cracks him one. Here we go. Look, backs up. We zoom out. Gets into position. Miz turns around. And boom! Mate, he really flicks that kick out, actually. It looks great. It looks even more... It actually looks more savage than a super kick because he sort of has a little flick on it. Bang! Look at it. Dude! honestly, get down to the PC, start training some of the wrestlers, and like, mate, that looks brutal. That actually looks brutal. Chanel said, wow, something exciting finally happened in golf for the first time in history. Look at this. Amazing. Vintage.
I'm here with WWE superstars Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Whoa! I hear one really important thing is having an awesome entrance. Well, what is an entrance?
Oh, an entrance is one of the most fun parts of being a WWE superstar. You need music, you need lights, you need some moves, you need some poses.
Whoa, that sounds like a lot of fun.
For my entrance, I come out and I look real tough.
Maybe I'll stick with being silly.
Stop and giggle. Do the flippy wiggle from the side to the middle. Do the flippy wiggle.
It's so great seeing Tony Khan visit backstage at WWE. Honestly, it is so great. It is so great because he could probably pick up a few tips and that's going to help AEW in future. So, yeah, and he got to do his little entrance as well. So, oh, amazing. Amazing. So, yeah, didn't expect to see that today, but very good. Oh, I love this. I love this, but I don't think... Oh, I did get the full version. Parkera, thank you, my friends. This is Tatum reuniting with Lyra.
Yes! Just like old times! Yes! Tatum, today is not the day! Give me those back! Come on! Tatum!
You don't need to worry about Tatum anymore. She's my family now. Oh, and about your wings? I'll make sure you get those back.
Well, okay, I just really need the wings back. She's important to me. The wings are important to me.
I really love that. I really love when she bursts out, Tatum with the wings. Because if you watched NXT, Tatum and Lyra had a bit of a love-hate relationship. Like, Tatum loved Lyra. Lyra was a bit indifferent to Tatum. But, yeah, they reunited over the weekend. And I just thought this was really fun.
Yes! Just like old times! Yes! Tatum, today is not the day! Give me those back!
Ah, this is really good, but I can't really play it because of copyright.
Stated Bailey.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, but I had to, said Caesar Wrestling. Eric, thank you. Really good. Really good. Hey, let's wrap this up with the New Day.
Girls, I believe that's the sound of those in mourning.
It just hurts so bad. What are we
It sounds crazy. It's not crazy.
Everything gets a little bit better. Sometimes you're gonna have a flashback. I remember when Chelsea lost it.
Let's go. Our work here is done.
Can you turn the lights off?
Love you, bye.
Close the door. Close the door.
They'll get through it. They'll get through it. Right, let's go into community. So, Ratchet, shout out to you, buds. Last year in Birmingham, The Rock surprised us when he tried to steal the main event. But this year, the OTC returns, leaving the crowd chanting as we left. My son just wanted to get out the building, as you can hear in the video. Just something about the bloodline when they come to Birmingham, Alabama. There is Roman. There is Roman. I don't know, is there any music? There we go. That is as people were leaving Raw in Birmingham tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. I thought it was a really good Raw. I mean, I was not bored at any point. I thought the matches, each one delivered. And main event obviously was really fun, but Lyra Bailey was a banger as well. We got a couple of bangers. And of course, the return of the OTC. Nick, shout out to you. Yeah, this is crazy. So he created this image, and it has actually been used as the banner for Just Incredible. Like, that is actually Just Incredible's X account, and he is using as his banner the image that Nick the Train Guy created. So, I mean, that's crazy. That's not a like, right? That's not even a follow. That's like a wrestler changing their profile and actually adding it as a banner. I mean, that is crazy. So, yeah, that's well done, dude. That is crazy. And here, Dexter said, this is my wife. She's a waitress in a restaurant in Wells, Maine. John Cena's dad comes into the restaurant a lot, and she managed to get a picture. So there we go, getting a picture with John Cena's dad. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Right, okay, let's go over into thanks. And then let's wrap this up. So, Prime User Sports, Elite Pro Wrestling Forum, Larry, 24/7 Wrestling, Robin, All Game 17, Huddle Talk, Real Wrestling Fan, J Omega, Night 1701, Fly Music, CM Chunk, Wild Child Billy, Big Bam, Armando, Kian, Raymond, Shaq Diesel, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, The Smile Saint, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Football 240851223, Claire Webb, and Steve. Shout out to you guys. Big thank you for all the support that you lot show this video series. But I hope you lot enjoyed this as well. I thought that was a fun episode. It's always great when you've got something big to get your teeth into. And certainly Roman Reigns, the OTC returning, definitely ticks that box. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.